This game needs no introduction, probably if not one of the most disappointing Sonic games to release in the past decade. Sonic Forces. This is indeed a game, one of the Sonic games of all time, and quite frankly, I'm surprised I went out of my way to buy this game twice. You know, I didn't think I'd be making a video on this game, especially so soon. But the last video I made, I don't know what happened. It indeed hit that YouTube algorithm because holy shit, where did you guys come from? Welcome. And I appreciate you guys for enjoying the video, and to my new subscribers, you guys give me a reason to keep doing this. Now, this game, talking about the development history in this game is a little weird because this game came after the questionable time of being a Sonic fan where everything was Sonic Boom. I also refuse to believe this part of the Sonic timeline was real because there's just no way. I mean, look at these character designs. Who thought this was a good idea? So we had to play with a new controlling Sonic for the next few years. From 2013 up until 2017, we got a few mainline Sonic games that controlled completely different than from the boost formula we were used to, coming off of the backs of Sonic Unleashed, Colors, and even Generation. Were these games good? Well, they functioned, I guess. They had my boy Sonic in some deep shit, I'm not gonna lie. They was messing with my boy. Up until a couple of months before Sonic Forces came out, when we got blessed with Sonic Mania, one of the greatest 2D Sonic games of all time. And I'm trying not to say that with bias, but this game is so damn good. And yes, while it was so cool to have all of these different types— No, you don't count. Go away. Regardless, there were still the people who were waiting for the next boost game, including myself. And boy, did the collective opinion about where the boost formula was gonna go change when we got trailer 1. Is this false advertising? I still can't tell if this is false advertising or not. The game tried to pull off or tried to take on a whole new different type of edge. This game wanted to be serious. When the cutscene starts, you see Eggman robos destroying the city and stuff like that, and we have not had a serious Sonic story since Sonic Adventure 2. Sega and or Sonic Team, I don't think we'll ever figure out who chose to go this direction. They wanted this game to be serious. You can tell by Sonic's serious grin right here. He takes off and he's like, all right, it's time to go save the city. Now, the huge selling point about this game was the fact that you were finally going to be able to get a custom character. So we get to this part of the trailer and we see, no. So yeah, after getting his own game, he's back in this one. Look how modern Sonic tries to give him approval. Like we asked for this. Classic Sonic is in Sonic Forces. This was the first trailer we ever got for the game. After the leaks, and after everything telling us that we were going to get a custom character, the first trailer they showed us is Classic Sonic. And let's just get this out of the way right now. Classic Sonic is the worst part of this game, honestly. I love the old Genesis style of gameplay. I really do. I can sit down and pick these games up and play them over and over and over and over again. And thanks to these fan mods, because the Sega re-releases, while the Sega releases are good enough, most people want extra quality of life updates that these fan mods definitely provide. I'd like to know what went wrong here when it comes to the development of Classic Sonic. Classic Sonic had the blueprint set in Generations, and even if you didn't want him to be as overpowered as he was then, hell, at least let him keep some of his speed and get rid of the spin dash on X. This is just a complete butchering. Now, it has been stated by multiple sources that it is extremely difficult to recreate the classic physics in the Hedgehog Engine 2, that being the physics engine that this game was developed in. Now, I hear you asking, dear viewer, why is Classic Sonic in this game to begin with? Well, I'll tell ya. Also, can we please turn this abysmal Genesis music off? Thank you. At the end of the aforementioned Sonic Mania, Sonic takes on Dr. Robotnik, a new enemy of that game, the Hard World Heavies, or in his final form, the Phantom King. Regardless of whatever his name is, he fights them in his super state, and when he takes them both out, the Phantom MacGuffin opens up a portal that's surrounded by the Chaos Emeralds, which then proceeds to pull Sonic inside the portal. Which seems to have effectively launched him into this game. Look, he's even hitting the same pose. Classic Sonic only has 6 stages in this game. Ghost Town, Casino Forest, Green Hill Zone, oh dear god, Chemical Plant, why? The Death Egg, what? And Iron Fortress, which is ironically the best stage in this game for him. That's 6 out of the 30 stages that Classic Sonic takes up. That's 20%. 20% of this game went to Classic Sonic, and when you think about it that way, oh my gosh, this game is undercooked. I'm sorry, can we talk about this? I know. You're about to hear somebody rant about the physics in Sonic Forces for Classic Sonic again, but like, come on man, do you blame me? Look at this. Since 1991, Sonic has been able to gain speed while running down slopes since his inception. That's kind of what made him different from Mario, his main competition. So what went wrong here? I think it's a huge slap in the face for most of us because they made such a huge deal about the fact that they put 4 years into the Hedgehog Engine 2 just to give us this. And in all honesty, this game just would have been better without Classic Sonic, but we were pandering in on that nostalgia, especially coming after Sonic Mania. I don't blame them. This game should have and would have sold like hotcakes if they just gave this game some more time.
Chaos! Sonic, help me!
Everything about this cutscene disgusts me. Just the direction, everything. This is the worst cutscene in the entire Sonic franchise. This is not Tails. This is one of those Phantom MacGuffin mock-ups that Infinite made. This is not a real character. It's really sad that they were treating Tails this way, especially since he's Sonic's best friend, and he had his own character arc in Sonic Adventure 1 about him not needing to be saved by Sonic anymore. It's like trying to vouch for somebody you know, but then you catch them doing weird shit. It's so weird. I don't know why they did Tails like this. This is immensely disrespectful.
Sonic? You're alive! Wait, what? Oh, you're that Sonic from another dimension, aren't you? Right, that makes sense.
I seriously have a belief that they just told Colleen to go in the vocal booth and just spit out of her. Like, what? What? What?
Right, that makes sense.
How does that make sense? No, it does not make sense. Even with the explanation of how Sonic got here from Sonic Mania, this still makes no sense at all. This is just a ply to connect both of the games, since as the Phantom MacGuffin, known as the Phantom Ruby, as in this game it got its official name, is also one of the main plot points for this game's story. And then someone at Sega said, hey, just make it connect with the modern Sonic game, we'll explain it in post.
And maybe that's why you're here, to help save the world. Either way, it's still good to see you, Sonic. Heck, it's good to see any Sonic.
Look how confused he is, bro. He does not want to be here. I'm so sorry. That was Classic Sonic and Sonic Forces, an absolute waste of time, space, and energy. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. If you're going to replay any Classic Sonic levels, Generations is there, the classics are there, hell, even the adventure games are there. Don't play this, but if you really want to play Sonic Forces, there are a few mods that enhance Classic Sonic's controls and physics, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this game, I'd like to introduce you guys to Episode Shadow, a DLC that released alongside with this game starring Shadow the Hedgehog that shows the events leading up to this game's main plot. So stay with me here because this gets a little confusing. Rouge contacts Shadow on behalf of a huge energy surge coming from an Eggman base, and Shadow goes to check it out. You run through Sunset Heights again, only to find out that E123 Omega has been compromised by Infinite. Infinite spits his truth at Shadow, proceeds to elaborate on what he did to E123 Omega, and then the game takes you further back in time. Christ, what's going on? You make your way through Eggman's base, and then we get the other, yet arguably just as frustrating cutscene as to explain what happened before the game started.
You're captain of Squad Jackal, aren't you? Your squad was useless. Go clean up their mess already.
Yeah, I got it. You destroyed my squad. I'll show you why they call me the ultimate mercenary. Take this! What?
We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty.
Worthless. Don't show your pathetic face around me ever again. He's calling me weak. No, I am not weak. I'm not weak. I am not weak. That day, I gave up my own unsightly face. I let go of the old me, the one that was so weak, so that I could become stronger. And then, at last, I obtained the power to make all yield to my will.
I want to like Infinite, I really do, but this character is so lame. Everything about him is lame. He got the silver treatment and he became a genocidal maniac after he got called weak. Who wrote this? It's really sad that Infinite made his one appearance in this game because he went totally underutilized. They undercooked when it came to this boy. And if you would have asked me a couple of years ago, hell, I say he's the best part about this game. Now this might be a hot take, but I really don't care. I like villains who are evil just to be evil. Not every villain needs to have some sort of explanation to get us to sympathize with the villain. Sometimes a nigga just want to be evil, a la Dr. Doom, and that's what Infinite could have been in this game. There was no reason to tie his backstory to Shadow. I personally don't see a reason why they tied his backstory to Shadow. He should have just been a random mercenary that Eggman found that was just ready to cause some shit. That would have been a way better story than, oh, Shadow beat him up. Now he has to get reparations because Shadow called him worthless.
Impossible. I cannot be defeated.
Wrong, loser. The things that can't be defeated are heart, soul, and the bonds of friendship. 3 things you and your counterfeit cronies lack.
No, wait. I can still fight.
Well, he's gone. He did all that to go out like that. Interesting. After this homogenous and very coordinated ass whooping by the Phantom villains, Eggman kind of just wins for a little bit. I don't know what happened. I guess Sonic's friends forget they have amazing powers and they can take down Eggman by themselves, but without Sonic, Sonic's friends can't do anything, so Eggman just kind of wins for a little bit. The remaining survivors retreat as fast as they can to this little bunker and make a group called the Resistance with Knuckles as their leader. Why are you the leader? Regardless on who the leader is, they're trying to take back their home, while trying to shake off how hopeless they feel now that their best friend has been eliminated. That's when Knuckles reveals that he has a one-trick pony up his sleeve, the custom character. Holy shit, I forgot to talk about the custom character. At the beginning of this video, I stated that one of the biggest marketing ploys about this game was that you were finally able to create your own custom character, and as cool as it is, it's very underwhelming. I won't lie, I'm going to be unbiased. Yes, a lot of people, myself included, have been wanting to get a custom character builder in a Sonic game. Shit, I have a character in a Sonic game and he plays exactly like Sonic? Sign me up. What we got in this game wasn't that custom character experience that a lot of us were hoping for. Yes, it's not a carbon copy of Sonic, but it's just the third Sonic. Okay, it should have just been a third Sonic. Remember how Sonic Generations was supposed to have 3 Sonics, but we only ended up with 2? I feel like this was their way of making that become a reality, because the custom character is just modern Sonic with Wisp-ons, Wisp weapons, yes, Wisp-ons, and you can't boost. So it just drags out the gameplay because the custom character is naturally slower unless you're playing the tag team stages, which we'll talk about these a little later. So, this is your custom character builder. This is the menu you will see when you're trying to create your custom character for this game, or avatar as this game is called. You can make it a dog, a wolf, a rabbit, a bear, a cat, a bird, or Sonic himself. Each custom animal has their own passive ability that makes picking them worth it for your type of play, although the speedrunners just stick with the bird because he has the double jump, but you didn't hear that from me. You choose the skin color on your animal, you give it animations, a little voice box, and its weapon of choice, and then you send it out to be part of the Resistance with Sonic and friends.
Meet our newest recruit.
Doesn't look like much.
Neither do you, Charmy, but I still managed to find a use for your pointy butt.
Hey, stop! Why? I just don't get it. I always catch you fuckers watching this sick shit.
That's the custom character. I'm gonna tell you guys the same thing I told my friends back in 2017 when this game first came out. The custom character feels like it had the least amount of effort put into it. They just put a modern Sonic model, stripped away its ability to boost, gave him a weapon, and said go figure. I did mention before that he can team up with modern Sonic in certain levels as a pseudo tag team sort of deal, but it's more you just using modern Sonic to boost through everything and using the custom character to take the shortcuts that are meant for your Wisp-on. But enough about the custom character, let's go back to the main story. This video is getting too long. After Knuckles shows off your custom character for the first time, you send him to the Death Egg. The fucking Death Egg? Bro, he almost died the other day. You're sending him to the Death Egg? What's going on here? After a minute of gameplay, you make your way through the halls of the prison where you reach the goal ring and save Sonic. Oh yeah, I forgot to say they kept him here for the last 6 months. We saved this bombastic blue bastard, take him away from the captivity of the leader of the Deadly Six, and blow up the Death Egg.
Some chili dogs next time.
What happens to these poor guys when the Death Egg eventually explodes? Do they just stay there? Do they die? Why does no one talk about this? You make your way through the Death Egg with Modern Sonic, where you then meet up with your custom character to lead the Death Egg. Sonic saves your OC and you guys get off the Death Egg together, meeting up with Silver and Infinite after Sonic completes his Mystic Jungle Sage. After about another minute of boosting in a straight line, you finally meet up with the two. We are then blessed with a fight that predates the fight between the Scarlet Witch and Maria Rambeau in this game, and the Phantom MacGuffin gets knocked off of Infinite's body. Silver gets put in a state of comatose, and Modern Sonic spawning in from literally nowhere. I'm being so serious, he literally spawned right in front of that mountain. He tags Silver out figuratively and literally. I think this is the last time we see him until the end of the game, and we finally meet Infinite for real this time.
Well, look who's back from the dead. The little blue savior.
Hold on, stop the cutscene. Can we talk about the music real quick? Look, listen, I know I just slandered all over Infinite's name, and while I still think those opinions are true for the majority of us, I'll tell you one thing, his theme gets you pumped. It honestly surprised me that I forgot to talk about the main themes in this game, because that's one of the things I really enjoy about this game. This game has a really banging soundtrack. The main theme, Fist Bump, you guys know how corny that is, but it has a soft spot for me. But Infinite's theme, on the other hand, I think I'm gonna just have to let it speak for itself. A fucking fraud. Look, as much as I want to like Infinite's character, I still can't and will never get over the fact that he became this genocidal maniac because Shadow called him a fucking pussy. And it's really sad too, because like I said, this theme rocks, and every time you listen to it, you're just like, ooh, oh, I wonder who this about, and you realize it's the jackal that got its ass kicked by the 50-year-old black hedgehog. Okay, I'm done talking shit about Infinite, we can continue with the story. After that cutscene, you have your first boss fight with Infinite the Jackal, in the style similar to one of those auto-running stages in Sonic Lost World. After you boop the puppy on his nose a couple of times, Classic Sonic and Tails sneak up on the two after their retreat in Green Hill, where Eggman fights Classic Sonic and the Egg Dragoon. Fuck, again? Holy shit. I remember when the Egg Dragoon was this climactic boss fight, something to be scared of. Hell, even in Sonic Generations, it was the last boss before the final boss, so you knew it was something to be afraid of. Now Classic Sonic can take it out with rocks. That's to say enough about this game. After your little scrap with the Eggman deploys his speech on how he's gonna destroy the Resistance in 3 days, a la Sonic Heroes, yada yada yada, and then he flees. No, literally, he just leaves. 300 IQ, ladies and gentlemen. Your OC then miraculously links up with Classic Sonic and Tails in the Mystic Jungle, where they find the Phantom MacGuffin that was knocked off of Infinite's chest earlier in the day.
Have we met before? Sonic!
Tails!
I was so worried. I thought you were...
You worry too much. Look, I'm perfectly fine. It's been generations since I seen you. You okay?
Yo, shut the fuck up, Sonic!
Tails relays the information to Modern Sonic, and Modern Sonic proceeds to say the most arbitrary comment in the entire game.
Man said he had some plan that will destroy us all in 3 days.
3 days, huh? Well, a lot can happen in that time.
3 days later.
80% of our forces have been wiped out.
So we made it to the second half of the game. We start with Sunset Heights. And if this looks familiar, yes, this was the flagship level. This was the first level they showed off when it came to showing off this game. And I mean, the stage isn't bad per se. Ironically, it's one of the best stages in the game. This is the true Green Hill Zone for this stage. This is more Green Hill Zone than Green Hill Zone is in this game. You're gonna see the city. Get used to looking at the city. This janky PlayStation 2 looking ass city. After you finish this stage, you run into the nearby alleyway and you find Shadow. After the cutscene with Shadow where he preaches that anime is a mistake, we catch up with Infinite and OC the character to see that Infinite is getting ready to whoop our character's ass and we need to fight him. Sonic gives the OC a motivational speech from God knows where, because when did Sonic tell him this? And now you fight the Jackal again with your character. By this point in the game, you should already have the asteroid Wispawn, and if you do, you can do this. So after a boss fight that ultimately led to a whole lot of nothing, Infinite does to the custom character what he should have done since the beginning of the game and attempts to fry this little shit. Except remember that Phantom MacGuffin you picked up earlier? Yeah, your custom character can just use that now. Yeah, because of course he can now. Why wouldn't he be able to? Just find more ways to nerf Sonic. And Infinite ends up running away again. Dude, again? Why do these villains keep on running away? Do something. Finish him. He's on the ground. Hell, you can use the Phantom Ruby to make yourself more powerful. Just slam yourself into the bastard. That's like your favorite type of attack, bro. After a jump scare with the Death Egg robot back at Green Hill, we run into Metal Sonic at the Red Gate Bridge. Again, a boss fight that ends in slander, as this isn't even the real Metal Sonic, being one of those MacGuffins that Infinite made at the beginning of the game. So after a double oh wait, I didn't talk about the tag team stages yet. Sonic and OC the character run through 5 stages together. Well, it's more like 3.5, but I'm saying 5 for simplicity. Arsenal Pyramid, Red Gate Bridge, which doubles as the Metal Sonic boss fight, Null Space, well, we'll get to Null Space, Final Judgment, and the second half of the second Infinite fight. These stages have gameplay styles similar to the gameplay style of Sonic Heroes, where you can swap back and forth between Sonic and your OC at whatever point you choose. Also, gameplay mechanic number 4 gets introduced here, so take it away, Sonic.
Team up. It doesn't matter what obstacles they put in our way. We'll blow past everything they throw at us. Double.
Sonic and Original, the character, make their way inside Eggman's base, and after holding triangle for like a minute and a half, we finish the rest of the stage, and now we can talk about the rest of the story. I think I caught everything up. Returning back to this part of the game, we exploit modern Sonic's ability to break whatever game he's in, and we kill the robot that was made by the Phantom MacGuffin. A Guardian Rock and a chemical plant later. Why are we back in chemical plants? I'll even give this stage some grace because I love the idea of this stage. I like the idea that the chemical plant is settled in some sort of oil rig. It looks like this stage looks so cool. At least the outside of this stage does. I'll give them props. The way they designed this stage looks super clean. This game looks really polished and really well developed, but goodness gracious, why do we have to come back to chemical plant? Also, this is another stage in this game where the 3D sections are completely automated. We spent that entire time grinding on rails, and when we do get control of Sonic, the entire section we get to control Sonic in is 2D. Now there's a 3D section at the end, but to get through that 3D section, literally all you have to do is jump. Up next is Metropolitan Highway, one of the weirdest and in my opinion my least favorite stage in this game. This stage just isn't fun in my opinion. It really isn't. It really just proves the fact at how bad this game controls, and it's really sad. Like this part, you see how modern Sonic just uncomfortably jogs around that corner? Look what happens when you try to boost around it. And before any of the Sonic Forces defenders say it's to prevent people from just boosting and holding forward, boost to win, right? Like everybody was complaining about. Hey, jackass, remember this? And you wanna know what's worse? The fucking Avatar can do it. This was definitely the stage that turned me off the most in this game. I'm not gonna lie. This stage is so boring. Halfway through, like the game normally does, it switches to this 2D section where you have to rely on these platforms which kind of just move you forward, and you have to react to what's coming up above you before you can see what's coming up above you. And it's like, yeah, that's what we asked for in a Sonic game, Sega. Also, Classic Sonic found his way on the Death Egg and he managed to blow it up, effectively killing everybody that was on board who watched the Zavok fight earlier in the game. Classic Sonic has a body count now. Can we have a moment of silence?
Welcome, Sonic. Glad you could make it to your funeral. Infinite, do it! Take this.
What is that?
Har, har. That, my spiky little trinity, is null space.
Null space?
It's a little something that the Phantom Ruby cooked up. A closed-off space where absolutely nothing exists. Goodbye, Sonic, my soon-to-be eradicated nemesis. Enjoy all the nothing.
Now where the fuck did you come from?
Buddy, don't! You'll be sucked in too! This isn't where we were meant to end up. Let's head back. Everyone's waiting for us. Double boost! We've got this! Keep it up, partner! Nothing can contain the two of us at max power. Not even null space. Sus, everyone.
What happened, Sonic?
Nothing happened. Literally. Together we can show the world what we can show the world. You are fucking me and I'm fucking you. Wow, no one's gonna get fuck shit. Into each other we put our days. United States. China, 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 China. It's a brand new day. We have turned eight. Never knew how much I needed somebody to love me this way. We did it!
There's genuinely a lot I have to say about this stage. Honestly, if I say what I have to say about this stage, if I speak my truth about this stage, we will be here longer than the video's length already. This stage is the walking definition of missed potential. So let's hear what Eggman had to say about this place one more time.
Har, har. That, my spiky little trinity, is null space.
Null space?
It's a little something that the Phantom Ruby cooked up. A closed-off space where absolutely nothing exists.
Sonic Team, that wasn't the line you were supposed to take literal, dog. You were supposed to make some creative level design around this and then end it with a double boost section. I know a lot of you guys have heard these points from different YouTubers, but I must stress this now. Even the small YouTubers think this way. This isn't some opinion that I'm just trying to recycle and put back on the internet. I genuinely feel this way. I've seen Sonic Team make some genuinely good levels. I've seen Sonic Team put their back into some fantastic Sonic the Hedgehog levels. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? It is not even the fact that it is automated. The one brand new section of the game is automated. It's just the fact that grabbing rings in any other portion of the game does not refill your boost gauge except for these double boost sections. And honestly, the only reason they put rings here was to extend your double boost because they didn't want to put Wisp here because they're so damn lazy. I hate this stage. This is the last full-fledged stage you play with Sonic in the Avatar. I don't count the last two stages with these characters because one, it's automated, and two, the level's so short it could have been an in-game cutscene. But yeah, after we fuck around in null space for a couple of seconds, we reach back up with Eggman, and then we finally lead to his main base, the Eggman Empire Fortress, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Excuse me, boss?
It can't be! It's impossible to get out of the Phantom Ruby's null space!
Well, maybe by myself, but I had a little help from my friend. Something you wouldn't understand since you don't have any friends.
This changes nothing. Dr. Eggman will still have the last laugh.
Maybe he'd have more friends if he didn't talk about himself in the third person.
Let's go!
Did you miss me?
Why, yes, I did. I've been looking forward to finishing you and your annoying friends. I trust you're all ready for oblivion. If you're not, oh well. What? Who dares?
Target reconfirmed. Extermination mode initiated. Payback inevitable.
Omega, you've joined us? Awesome.
Is there no end to this annoying incense? I will burn your resistance to ashes, and you along with it.
Whoa, you gotta be kidding. That's just a special effect, right?
No, it's not. While we're under the Phantom Ruby's control, it's a part of our reality.
Unbelievable. What chance do we have against that?
The sun will fall upon you all. Boom. The end. Your pathetic lives are over.
Look, it's reacting. Eggman said something about the Phantom Ruby prototypes. Let me see. Whoa, it is! He said the Phantom Ruby prototypes only react to the person who activated it. That must be you, buddy! Your courage and heroism are probably what triggered it. Just maybe, if you use this, it can make that sun disappear.
I don't even think they tried. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they tried. I think they were just throwing things at the dartboard, and whatever stuck is what they made this story into. How? How did the custom character activate the Phantom Ruby? Why does Infinite want to blow up the entire Earth with the sun? Eggman, how do you plan on ruling over a charred world? Did no one proofread this game script? What happened here? Up next is one of the first stages, part of the Eggman Empire Fortress side of the game. We start with Imperial Tower. I think the last stage you play with the Avatar before you have to control both him and Classic Sonic for one more tag team stage in the boss fight. I have nothing but good things to say about this level actually. This is probably my favorite level in this game. Yes, this level is 100% 2D, but this level has something that most other levels in this game don't have. Urgency! Like, when you play this level, you actually feel like there's some stakes going on. You have to reach the middle of the stage, and midway through the stage, there's this big giant death laser a la Sonic CD, and you have to reach the end of the goal before the laser hits you. I like that, okay? I like that, and especially in Sonic games. The whole point of the game is to go fast, so we need to escape some stuff, give us some urgency, right? We have this big ass sun that Infinite's about to drop on the world, so why are we jogging at a snail's pace? I like this stage, one of the few good stages in this game. Although I wish it was 3D and not just a 2D exclusive. And as much as I want to give this stage grace, I have to admit the fact that they reuse set points and like multiple playthroughs aren't necessarily as exciting as the first, but that first playthrough is enough to leave a good impression, at least for me. This stage then leads into Mortar Canyon. Bitch, is that Shadow? I forgot to mention while talking about Shadow's portion of the game earlier today that installing the DLC will allow Shadow to be playable in all of Sonic's levels besides the Avatar character, because the Avatar can't run around with Shadow for some goddamn reason. And while it is a pretty cool addition to the game, shit, Shadow hasn't been playable in the mainline Sonic game since Sonic 06, it's nice to have the little edgy the hedgy here. But yeah, back to this stage. This stage is it's okay. I mean, for the most part, you're just gonna be flying over everything. I tried to take more formal paths for recording this stage because you can literally just air boost over everything, and that wouldn't be fun to do. It's really just boost fodder. You really just hold the square button, and the game, like 95% of this game, plays itself. You don't really have to do much for this stage. It's more of the final stretch. This level is definitely one of those final stretch levels. It ends before it starts, and before you even get into it, you hit the goal ring, or in this case, an enemy bomber out of nowhere that you can't see that's obscured by this game's wonderful camera angle, and you lose all your rings before the end of the stage, and it throws your rank for absolutely no reason.
Make peace with your fate, because your lives are now over.
3, 2, 1. 0.
Buddy?
Bro, they're just standing there. No urgency, none of that. Can we at least pretend like they're scared of something? Oh no, never mind. The sun's gone. Oh, Christ. Yep, that's a Sonic game for you.
Impossible! I thought all the prototypes were destroyed!
A costly oversight, Doctor. This is why I always check and double check, as any good scientist would.
This is the turning point, guys. Time to press our advantage and kick major butt!
Pathetic little hedgehog. Even with the Phantom Ruby weakened, I still have enough power to smash you into blue jelly. I'll show you how outclassed you really are.
I'm in a class all my own. Time to put up or shut up, Infinite.
A classic Sonic Iron Fortress and the last boss fight with the Jackal that started this whole mess. The two heroes that everybody actually cares about sends the Jackal away with one more double boost, effectively knocking him out of the game and the Sonic lore completely. No, seriously, he does not return after this game and after this cutscene.
You never fail to surprise me, Sonic. I didn't believe Infinite could lose. Victory will be so much sweeter when I defeat you. Don't think this is over yet, you blue nuisance! My plan just went into overtime!
Oh my goodness, finally we made it. We're at the last stage of this game. Final Judgment, the last tag team stage of this game. This stage has pretty big lore implications on the broader scale. This stage is 100% automated. The only thing you can do is quick step and hop between rails and miss the occasional one-liner from these characters. According to Tales, Infinite was built here, which the player knows isn't true because they most likely played the Shadow DLC. No, they didn't. Let's be honest, no they didn't. So this plot point right here makes absolutely no sense. When all the automation is said and done, you're sent to this room where you're set to destroy these 3 Phantom Ruby crystals. And after you're done destroying the crystals, you and the Avatar double boost out of here for the last time. Who am I kidding? This is not the last time.
We did it! Eggman's army is officially butt-kicked. We won! Come on, now what? Can we ever just win and have that be the end of it?
Look!
Gotcha! The Fortress Reactor was just a decoy. A true winner always keeps his trump card hidden until the end.
Sonic, what's going on? There aren't less enemies, there's more!
What?
How can there be so many? Confirmed sightings indicate Shadow, Metal Sonic, Zavok, Chaos, Infinite. Thousands of them.
What have you done?
I merely incorporated the Phantom Ruby into this Death Egg robot.
But that means the Phantom Ruby no longer has a vulnerable energy supply. It's an invulnerable ruby?
A good deduction, Tails. This Death Egg robot has... No, I have surpassed Infinite to become the complete and ultimate form. You will be crushed by this Death Egg robot powered by the Phantom Ruby, and in the end, everything will still be just as I planned.
Your plan will end like all your plans do, with you sitting in a pile of busted robot parts wondering how you failed so badly. Let's get him.
I'm like this close to genuinely blowing one. I don't know what to say here. This game is so rushed. This game has been blatantly rushed. There has been no further proof than playing the game itself that this game has been rushed out of the door. For what? Sega, please, I'm asking you almost What, a decade later? Oh my goodness, this game is almost 10 years old. I'm asking you almost a decade later, please give us an answer. Why did the game release in this state? This game makes no sense. Christ, I can say this game is worse than Sonic 06. I want to talk about that, by the way. I don't know if this video has ever blessed your guys' For You pages, this isn't TikTok. I don't know if this video has ever blessed you guys' YouTube algorithm, but I saw a video titled Why I Like Sonic 06 More Than Sonic Forces, and he makes a lot of good points about, and I'm going to interpolate this probably in the wrong way, so you can just go check out his video. I'll probably link it in the description if I can find it. He said that Sonic 06 had ambition. You can clearly tell what the developers wanted to do with Sonic 06. You can't tell what the developers are trying to do with this game. I can't tell what the developers are trying to do with this game. The copium in me when it comes to this community is through the roof. I'm still thinking we're gonna get Infinite and Sonic X Shadow Generations tomorrow. The Death Egg robot? Again, not even the Death Egg robot, just a generic robot called the Death Egg robot. Why are we retconning robots now? Does this look like this to you? And you can't tell me the normal Death Egg robot can't use the Phantom Ruby because this cutscene right here exists. And before you say, it's a different universe, shut the hell up. We're talking about a reality where two anthropomorphic blue hedgehog can go Super Saiyan with the help of 7 colorful rocks. What do you mean a gem is only going to work in one specific reality? Sonic Team just didn't want to use the same robot twice in a row. Even though it's the same robot they were used from Sonic 2, back in Sonic Generations, back again in Sonic Mania. Just go all out, put it in this game. It wouldn't have made a difference. Hell, there's giant Death Egg robots everywhere else. You mean to tell me Eggman can hijack one of those to keep the theme consistent? But anyway, to start talking about the actual fight, the fight works in 3 parts. You start off with classic Sonic and you just repeat the Egg Dragoon steps. You dodge a few lasers here and there, and you actually have to stay on the platform. You can't just walk to the end of the stage to try to get protections. You hit the rocks back at the thing long enough, and then you switch to the avatar. The avatar's portion of the fight is actually pretty open. He gets this full, somewhat 3D space to just run around in. He has to attack the arms directly and use the Wispons for this fight, either the electric Wispon or the asteroid Wispon because it does the most damage. All you gotta do is wait out its 3 phases. 2 of the phases are gonna be free because he's gonna repeat the same thing over and over, and then the 3rd phase he's gonna unleash his desperation attack as he's getting low on health, where he starts destroying the floor. After dodging his very predictable laser attacks, you attack his arm one more time to start the final phase of this fight, where you control modern Sonic, classic Sonic, and the avatar to take down Eggman once and for all.
Defeat him!
Go for it, Sonic!
Oh great, they gave us Sonic colors again. I mean, what more can I say here? The final boss is exactly like the final boss in Sonic Colors, in Sonic Lost World. Why do they keep doing this boss fight trope? Okay, I'll give them props. The boss fight does look really cool, the arena is really cool, and the concept of Eggman super overclocking the Phantom Ruby to where he created this own pocket reality to fight the 3 Sonics in is honestly really cool. But I'm tired of seeing this boss format. This is the half pipe of Sonic bosses and I'm tired of it. Sega, retire it please. This boss is tanky and it can drag for on and on and on if you keep missing the Wispons. Being trapped in this Phantom Void with Dr. Robotnik, the only way to get boost is by hitting these blue clusters, and to guarantee boost for modern Sonic, you have to hit the middle blue square. That's if you're playing the console version of the game. And yes, while PC players can circumvent this by turning on the code in Hedgehog Manager that turns the rings back into what they were used for, we still can't ignore the fact that this boss fight is nothing but holding the boost button and spamming the A button. After you hit the fake egg robot a couple more times, modern Sonic pulls this bullshit out of his ass and we destroy this ugly ass robot.
Together!
Cheer up, Tails. I'm sure we'll run into him again.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you to fucking not. That's Sonic Forces. Oh my goodness, that was a review. I'm not sure whether to shit, piss, laugh, or cry when it comes to this game. I'm being dead ass serious. I wasn't expecting this video to be this long. I wanted it to be longer, but I wanted this video to come out before Sonic X Shadow Generations came out, and it looks like I'm just about to hit the deadline by like a few hours. This video is coming out, or I'm still recording this at 2:35 in the morning. I'd like to give a huge shout out to the creators of the Sonic Forces Overclocked mod. This mod, as much as I would love to talk about it in this video, I sadly can't. This video is long enough and I want to get this video out. I definitely will talk about this in the future. I just want to give them a huge shout out because, as you can tell by the gameplay on screen right now, this mod drastically changes Sonic Forces. This game is actually fun and playable. I will definitely be talking about this later on the channel, but I just wanted to give it a little highlight and give a shout out to the mod developers because they definitely deserve their recognition. Though I'm not a greedy bitch, and I will link a video down to Big Box's YouTube channel where he has a video on this explaining this better than I ever will be able to be honest, to a new era of Sonic that we have coming up. Sonic X Shadow Generations is coming up, and you bet believe we will be making content on this video game. Black Ops 6 is also coming out, and you best believe we will be making content on the zombies. We will be participating in that Mastery Camo grind. I told you we were gonna be trying to fix this upload schedule. I had to come back with a movie for you guys. For all my new subscribers, I appreciate you guys for subscribing. You guys made this video happen. 1,000 views on the Sonic Colors video is insane, and I would just like to thank all of the new viewers and everybody who's watched it just from it being autoplay or your YouTube algorithm or something like that. I really appreciate you guys, and from the bottom of my heart, if you guys choose to stay and stick around, I promise you the videos won't disappoint. I'm trying to up my production game, and trust me, the videos will get better. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.